So, I made a devlog and no one watched it. Clearly I don't know the definition of insanity, so I'll try again. Roll the intro. I have plenty of games in my Steam library. Some of them are really good games. It's just that none of them have got what I'm looking for. Maybe I get bored too easily. Maybe other people haven't come up with an idea like mine. This is similar for when I search for RPGs on Steam. I want something fresh and different, so why not create that myself? This is where Suffragette City comes in, and I'll show you the progress I have made on it, but first, let me tell you what has inspired this game. I absolutely love the concept of the Borg. They have got to be one of the best enemies in TV history. My question is, why haven't developers tried to program the Borg-like enemy before? In the first level of Star Trek Elite Force 2, you board a Borg cube. Throughout the level, the Borg adapt to two of the main three weapons. It is this adaptation ability I want to add to enemies in Suffragette City, along with the AI adapting to the player's unique playstyle. I want to make an AI as close as possible to Borg-like behaviours. The Borg also don't attack until they deem you a threat, and if you destroy the distribution nodes, then the Borg are deactivated in a section of the level. I want to include similar mechanics in Suffragette City. There are also some mini-games for certain sections of the level that I'd like to take inspiration from. The second influence amongst many is Stardew Valley. I know, a bit odd, but stick with me. This is purely the pixel art design of it, and some of the RPG mechanics in the game. Stardew Valley has base building, a mechanic I'm considering for Suffragette City. Other RPG staples such as shops and survival mechanics will be added to Suffragette City in the future. This might be in the form of mini-games like fishing in Stardew Valley. The other two influences for Suffragette City are Fallout and Cyberpunk 2077. What exactly have I worked on so far? I thought it was important to get the basic systems in place that all games need, mainly the save system, but more on that later. I have also got a basic dialogue and quest system working. The dialogue system currently uses Inky. The basic quest I have set up is to fetch some coins. When returning to the NPC, some more dialogue is triggered. In the future, I would like to display what rewards the player has earned and the ability to start the next quest. As I build Suffragette City and the community around it, I would like the community's feedback on things like lore. I also have a slight bug where the dialogue can be triggered for a second time, but I will soon have a fix for that. Inky is like another type of programming language. If the quest is accepted, then an event is triggered in the game's event manager, telling my quest system that the quest has been accepted. At the moment, I'm happy with this system, but as Suffragette City expands, I may have to refactor certain systems, like the dialogue system. With Inky, I can also change what dialogue is displayed for the player. For this, I have a charisma value. If it is less than 6, then the player won't get the full background. I want this to work in a similar way to the Fallout games, with charisma and other checks. I have also made a basic inventory. The inventory currently just stores items. I still need to include item swapping, and that will be soon finished. Other polish, such as creating UI for items, will be added at the same time. This is one of the main features of Suffragette City. The Global Adaptation Manager script is currently a singleton, and it allows all enemies with adaptation abilities to get what weapons it has adapted to and how many times it has been hit with that weapon. I want to move away from the singleton design pattern and use a scriptable object, as this will make game testing and iteration much easier. I know I don't have visuals for weapons yet, but this is the part of Suffragette City I'm most proud of. After 10 hits, the enemy adapts to the weapon and takes less damage. In the next devlog, I intend to give the player an indication of when the enemy has adapted, as well as adding particle effects for weapons. The amount of hits is also shared in real time across all enemies that will be able to adapt. In the save system's current state, it saves the player's position, the player's inventory, and if objects have been destroyed in the game world. I have also added redundancy, as it will create a backup of the save file in case the original save data has become corrupted. I also need to add what quests have been completed to the save system, but that will be added once the quest system is expanded. In the future, I will mark if items in the game world have been picked up. This will be really simple to add, as I'm doing a similar thing with the green circle sprites if they have been destroyed. The other thing that needs to be saved is what weapons my enemy has adapted to. After I had finished working on the save system, I worked on A-star pathfinding. As you can see, this is from very early on in the game's development. In the past, I had used the A-star pathfinding project. I wanted to use my own system for this game. It's not yet completely finished, as I need to work on some better object detection and which nodes are open to the AI that are near to the player. Currently, they all try to go to the same node. I'm happy with it currently, as it's the first time I have written an A-star pathfinding algorithm for myself. After all that programming, I wanted to add some more characters and begin the process of designing some assets. This enemy is probably going to be the closest looking to the Borg out of all my enemies. At one point in his life, he would have been fully human, but now that has been mostly stripped away from him. I still need to think of names for my characters and enemies. I'm just bad at trying to think of them. I hope to get better at pixel art, as I'm not much of an artist, but I'm fairly happy with how it has turned out, and I just need to add some animations to it. So please enjoy the rest of the time lapse. I then wanted to add in some main characters for the player. I think that I could certainly improve on the hair in the future. As I build out Suffragette City, I will add in customisation. Things like hair, clothes and armour will be updated as the player finds new items in-game. I just wanted to be able to look at something other than square and white circles, and I think this is a vast improvement on the visuals before. To design the male character, I took the outline of the female character and then changed it so it would look masculine. I'm happier with how the male character turned out compared to the female character. I'm still not happy with how the hair looks. Once again, this can be improved in the future. Once my art skills have improved, I'll let you enjoy the rest of the time lapse now. The last thing for assets that I've worked on is the mod shop and bar. At ground level, the mod shop will be a place where the player can get mods for their characters to alter their play experience, like cybernetics. If anything like vehicles get added to the game in future, they will also be able to be modified. There is also access to the bar above the mod shop. The player will be able to get supplies and missions from some of its patrons. So enjoy the rest of the time lapse. I'm fairly happy with the end result. I need to add some animations and some other little touches to it. For my first building in the game, I think it looks okay. I will revisit it in the future as my skills improve. With those assets finished, let me show you how the game looks now. As you can see, I have made some new tiles as well. I need to get used to using darker colours as the game is meant to be dark and dystopian. I want my world to look slightly polluted in places, and I think with this basic tile set, I'm beginning to get that look. I hope you have enjoyed this video and want to see more of the development of Suffragette City, as well as the other ideas I have got to build this community. If you did enjoy the video, please like and subscribe so that you can stay up to date with future videos. If you like game development, I have another video about making a game in 7 days, so go check it out.